Patreon.com/the Walk-Off Podcast. $4 a month gets you in there.
If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same.
Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals series. Pitching matchup for today is going to be a good one. Alek Manoah on the mound for the Blue Jays. Mikolas on the mound for the Cardinals. Now, the St. Louis Cardinals, very, very comparable to the Blue Jays. I think there's a lot of similarities that you can draw here. Both teams won 93 games last year. The St. Louis Cardinals wound up playing in that wild card series, of course, against the Phillies. They wound up getting swept out too soon in their mind. Same thing happened with the Blue Jays. Both teams had home field advantage in these series. So it was a long winter for the Jays and the Cards. A lot of time to ponder what went wrong. And now they get a chance to start the season the right way.
Just my opinion. The two best infields in baseball.
I think you're right, man. I mean, there could be some arguments to be made here, but both incredibly defensively sound infields, I should say.
We're looking at the Cardinals. They have Paul Goldschmidt, obviously. MVP first baseman.
As good as they come.
Nolan Arenado at third base. Blue Jays are strutting out Vladdy and Matt Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a tier below each of those guys on the corners, but I would say edge goes to the Blue Jays up the middle with Bo Bichette. And who are we putting at second today? Is it Espinal?
I didn't see the batting order for today. Is it out?
This is why we're
I don't think they released it yet. I don't think they released it yet. I was looking for it. They'll probably release it shortly though.
All right. Well, you keep
By the
talking.
time this is released, everyone will know. Yeah.
People are going to be so annoyed with us. This is great listening right now.
Either way, Tommy Edman is going to be up the middle for the Cards. He's playing both second base and shortstop throughout the season. He flips back and forth.
For whatever it's worth, lineups.com, which is a website I've never heard of until today, but I mean, they got the domain lineups.com, so they must be legit. They have Springer in center field leading off, Bichette second, Guerrero third, Kirk catching, of course. Then they got Varsho hitting fifth, Chapman hitting sixth, Brandon Belt, and then Espinal hitting 8 and Kiermaier hitting 9.
Okay, so Espy gets the start at second base. Good for him.
According to lineups.com, which...
Blame them, not us, if this is wrong. That's right.
Not us. There you go.
But that said, the Toronto Blue Jays have yet to release the lineup on Twitter, which they do every time that there's a game. So we just need to wait and see for the official lineup, I guess. But yeah, no, it should be a really good series, man.
Yeah. What are you thinking for the split here? Are we taking 2 of 3? Is this going to be a tough series?
Well, it's only a 2-game series.
No, it's not.
Oh, are they playing Sunday?
We play them Saturdays. We play them Saturday and Sunday, yeah. I've lost you again, Scott.
No, I'm here. I looked into this yesterday. I can't believe that they do play Sunday, but yeah, they do at noon. Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Yeah. So we got Manoah Mikolas today, and then we got Gossman versus Flaherty Saturday, the stupid day off tomorrow. And then Bassett Montgomery on Sunday. So
I'm excited to see Chris Bassett in a regular season game with this team.
Me too.
2 of 3? I'd take 2 of 3. Like, obviously, the Cards are a really good team.
Yeah, I'd be thrilled with 203. I mean, it's in St. Louis, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a tough one. But Manoah, I feel good about Manoah. Let's look at Mike Mikolas and his lines here. So 2022 regular season ERA of 3.29, a WHIP of 1.03.
Yeah, Miles Mikolas has been a solid member of that rotation for years now. Kind of cool to see him get the opening day start for the Cards.
Yeah, very cool. Alek Manoah, of course, are close to ace, not quite.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I know the term ace gets bandied about too often. Where do you stand on the term ace? Is it the number one
Personally,
guy in your rotation, or does not every team have an ace?
I feel like it's the number one guy in your rotation.
Yeah.
However, I understand the argument that to be called an ace, you need a certain level, and not every team is going to have that. But in the case of the Toronto Blue Jays, for guys like Alek Manoah or Kevin Gausman, I think you can say ace with
You think
whoever is going to
both of
be.
them? We think we have two aces?
I I mean, I'm just gonna the way
I'm not
I'm.
arguing with you. I'm just
No, no, no. I'm just saying the way I'm defining the definition. You only
yeah.
have one ace. It's whoever your best pitcher is. But I mean, unless there's a hard definition of exactly what ace is considered amongst all MLB fans, then it's an
Yeah, I mean,
irrelevant conversation.
I guess if you're watching this on YouTube, let us know your thoughts on what an ace is, because I don't know. For me, growing up, it was always just your number one guy is your ace. But I always grew up watching Roy Halladay, so he was an ace.
Yes,
Um,
he was.
but yeah, I know some people are believers that no, the ace is like the Jacob DeGrom type. It's the when you're facing the other team, if they have an ace, you know that your guy has to be pretty well lights out because you're not going to be scoring any runs against this guy. So I don't know. I kind of
And
lean
that's and
towards
that
your
is
definition, but
I do think that Alek Manoah is on the verge of being an ace, whatever definition you look of it. I do think that he does need to prove himself one more year for consistency reasons to be in that upper echelon of pitchers in MLB, right? To be in that top 10 rankings, that top 5 rankings. I think that he does need another finish third in Cy Young votes. If he does that again this year, Alek Manoah is a bona fide ace, no matter how you want to define the word.
okay.
And as for Kevin Gausman, yeah, man, he's a borderline ace too. I think on most rotations, he would be a borderline ace. I don't know if he's a straight up, top guy, top 5 or 10 pitcher in the league, but there's arguments to be made he is,
Yeah, no, that's
especially with his
absolutely true.
peripheral numbers. If you start looking into FIP, for those of you who forget, FIP is basically ERA, but it takes out the defensive and the stadium metrics. So it tries to just make it a more even playing field. So his FIP was one of the best in all of baseball.
There you go.